this video, we're now here in Manila Terminal 3 and waiting for our boarding time going to Hong Kong. So, I'll see you in a bit. Hi! And we just arrived in Hong Kong International Airport and now we're on our way to our connecting flight going to Hanoi. Time check, it's already 3:03 p.m. and now we're about to check our boarding gates going to Hanoi. Yay! Guys, we're here now in our boarding gate, which is gate 8 going to Hanoi. Ayun, share ko lang sa inyo na we had a difficulty in finding our gate. Kasi kapag pala may nakita kayong transfer na this way to transfer area, it's for connecting flight. Okay, kasi nangyari, we're actually looking for our way going up kasi two stairs kasi yung departure section nila. However, we cannot find it because kailangan pala pumunta ka muna sa transfer area nila, which is for connecting flight. So in that way, you will be able to access the elevator and also the stairs. Ang mangyayari is like literally para kang papasok ng panibagong airport. Parang it has a semi-immigration and then they will x-ray your baggage and then you will do an automated registration for your passport and also for your boarding pass. And then after noon, mag-check sila ng baggage, mag-x-ray sila ng baggage, and then after that, that's the time that you will be able to access second upstairs, the stairs and the elevator. Kaya yun, kasi usually nasanay ako na kapag connecting flight siya, like for example sa Changi, pag connecting flight siya, pupunta ka na lang doon sa gate mo for your final destination. Wala nang pagdadaanan na ganito ganyan doon sa Changi kasi once na nadudun ka na sa boarding gate mo, dun pa lang nila i-extra yung stuff mo. So, doon sa boarding gate, dun kasi may x-ray. Diba? Dito, meron sila talaga parang specific room for those na may connecting flight, which is yung nasasabi na transfer area. And then, dun ka pupunta. Kaya pala, when we arrived, there's a long queue. And I was actually asking what was that. Tapos, parang nga namin hindi alam. And then, we just realized that transfer areas for us. So yun lang, tanto ko lang, naging aware kayo na if you're here in Hong Kong International Airport, just in case you have connecting flight, pag nakakita kayo ng transfer area with long queue or kahit wala, basta transfer area and you have a connecting flight, sabihin, kailangan nyo muna pumunta. So, right now, we're just waiting for our boarding time and then right after that, we will be in Hanoi. So stay tuned! Boarding time. So excited! Hello guys, so it's 6:25 here in Hanoi. We just arrived and 7:25 naman sa atin sa Philippines, and now we're just here in our route waiting for our luggage. I'll update you once we're ready in our hostel and we'll try to change clothes and maybe grab some food. This is what it looks like, Hanoi International Airport. It's Noi Bai International Airport, and as you can see, napaka-konti lang namin. So, very demure, very mindful joke. So, yeah. Yan, yun kami. Diba? Hindi busy yung, yung airport masyado. Now, let's see once we're out of the airport and let's see how busy Hanoi is. Hi! Ngayon guys, nakabili na rin kami ng SIM card, nakapag-withdraw na rin ng cash, and now we'll just walk towards the bus station para makapunta sa hostel natin. Now we're here outside. At ang init po, tek. So now we're going to turn left and then straight. Yung vibe niya. Na tayo sa hostel natin. And ngayon, sa elevator tayo going down to eat. So, we'll look for some food. Pero kanina nakita na namin along the way na may mga titignan yung mga seafoods para paluto sa atin. Once we're going to check at tingnan natin kung okay ba sila. So, hindi ako masyadong makakapag-vlog dito kasi medyo delikado. Kaya, update nyo na lang guys, okay? Makakita ng po. Dito lang kami nakakita ng po. Ito. Kasi mostly kasi dito, nakikita niya puro buffet na seafood na parang another way nila ng samyupsal. I don't know kung dahil gabi na kaya wala masyado nagtitinda ng pho. Pero ito lang yung pho na nakita namin. Pho house na nakita namin. And they're serving chicken and so come on, let's eat! So this is what we're having for beef and then for chicken and it's just 40,000 each. Sirat yung sauce nila. Sarap din ah. Masarap din yung chicken. So we're also having this, para siyang chicharon na parang pilipit din, and all you need to do is just dip it in your pho, and it's 10,000 for 4 pieces. So right now we're here in one of the not so common coffee shops in Hanoi, and this has just been suggested by the vape seller where we have just been to. So this is called Raw Coffee Shop, RO Coffee Shop, and here's what it looks like. It's so vintage, right? The vibe is so inviting, and as you can see, the old touch of it. It's so nice indeed. Guys, good morning. Sorry, hindi ko na kayo-update kagabi. So, ngayon, it's gonna be day 2 and papunta na kami sa taas to have our free breakfast. It's buffet and it's located in the rooftop. And I'll see you. Our breakfast. Fruits lang pala yung options and banh mi. Ayan ang egg. So these are the food. This is what you can see from the rooftop. The busy street of Hanoi. We're done eating and it's time for us to pack and we will go to our next adventure. So dumaan lang ako dito sa supermarket across ng hostel namin. And I bought some food na dadalhin namin sa aming bus ride going to Hachanlu. Hostel namin. At ito yung grocery store. Tawid lang. This is the name of our hostel. Hanoi Capsule Station. Ang maganda dito sa hostel na to, pwede kayong dalawa magkasama, as in sa isang kama. Sama na kami sa isang kama and we only just paid 220,000 Vietnamese dong. So if you convert it into peso, it's just something like 550. So divided by 275. And the hostel has free breakfast. It's buffet. Affordable talaga. And nakabili din ako ng groceries, some groceries that we love it. And ang maganda pa sa kanya, it's in the heart of Hanoi, tapos malapit lang siya sa old quarters, as in walking distance lang. So right now, naghihintay na lang kami ng bus namin going to Hachanlu. So last night, yung food na kailangan namin, which is only 90 baht. So pag kinonvert mo siya into peso, it's 200 pesos, more or less. So parang 100 lang per person na tayo namin. And it's already 2 pho, 1 beef, and then 1 chicken. And then meron silang parang pilipet. So para siyang pilipit na bird. And then isasaw-saw mo siya sa pho. And it's just 10,000 dong for 4 pieces. So parang tumapatak siya ng 20 pesos, 4 na piraso. So just do the math. Pag dinivide mo siya into 4 pieces. And then after nung pumunta kami sa parang night market kasi naghahanap ako ng parang bracelet for my phone. So nangyari, ang daming tinda ng mga clothes. So what I just did is I just window shopped. I did not buy anything afterwards, and then we just left. And then ngayon, papunta na kami sa Hajan. Sa Hajan. We're just waiting for our bus. And then let's see what will happen. Dito sa restaurant ni Tuloy Tuloy, but I have mentioned earlier, they also have free breakfast. It's prepared, and we also offering tours like Hajan Lee, Nimbi, Halong Bay, and also Kauba. So kung kayo na lang bahay nila kung ano yung mga gusto ng tours. And then we found the food, and this is like parang pagkain sa atin na donut na tawag daw coated in sugar na nabibili natin sa 10 piso. Yeah, that's... How much is this?
5K.
Each? 5K each. Well, parang siyang kopya, no? So we're here in another coffee shop, and we're going to try their salt coffee. And what did you order? Iced coffee?
Black coffee with condensed.
Black coffee with condensed, aka Vietnamese latte. And we're here in Bang Cafe. Let's try it. It's also in Old Quarters. So we're trying a different coffee shops. Yung mga mostly hindi common, just to try their coffee shop. And besides, hindi kasi siya masyadong crowded. Kaya okay lang din puntahan or i-try. Unlike din sa mga kilalang mga coffee shop. Minsan kasi kahit hindi naman common yung coffee shop nila, it has fun. So that's why we're doing this. And this is how the coffee shop looks like. It has some very vintage aesthetics. And outside, some stall. So this is all coffee and the Vietnamese latte.
Thank you.
Let's do this. So now let me try my salt coffee. I'm just giving a chance dun sa mga hindi coffee na coffee shop. Because sometimes, masarap din naman yung mga coffee nila. I mean, it still has the same quality, but it's cheaper price. So that's why, minsan nag-explore din ako ng mga ganito, even restaurants sa there. So let's find out. So I'm just curious, how does the salt coffee taste like? Let's find out. Surprisingly, ang sarap nung pagkaka-strong niya. Kasi diba, may taste siya ng salt. At the same time, ang strong ng coffee. So that's why it won't bother you. I like it. It complements so well. You discovered me, so if you're here in Vietnam, try the salt coffee. Kaya pala isa sa mga recommended nila to. Salt coffee, egg coffee, coconut coffee. Now, I'll check. Masarap nga yung salt coffee. Let's taste the Vietnamese latte. Parang feeling ko kahit puyat ka, kahit you haven't slept for almost 24 hours,
you will be totally awake because it's really strong. I prefer this than the Vietnamese lattes. I like it, I really do. The salt complements so well with the coffee. Naging balance yung lasa niya. Hindi siya matamis, hindi siya mapakla. I like it.
And we're about to embark to our journey going to Ha Giang Loop. And our limousine bus just arrived. And this is what the inside of limousine bus looks like. Yon, solid namin siya. So this is my bed. And it has 2 blankets. And then may charging port siya. So USB type siya. So hindi pwede yung bagong charger na iPhone if you have the latest one. And then meron siyang button pang recline. Ito para sa head. And then ito para sa feet mo. Ito yung kung saan kami nag-stop over. May mga paninda sila. Mga parang pasalubong. Pero ito yung Vietnamese version nila. Siyempre, nasa Vietnam tayo, no?
We are now here in our hostel and it's called Yolo Hajab. So this is where we rent our motorbike and this is where we're gonna stay for a night or two.
Our room, nothing exceptional. Very simple. Let me show you. So, here. But in fairness, the restroom is very clean. We're just going to stay here for a night kasi tomorrow simulan na namin yung loop. Yan, ang clean ng toilet. So, just very quick lang. Kasi toilet yon. Yan, here's our bed. Okay, so, this is where we're going to stay for a night before we start our loop. So, dito kami nag-rent ng motorbike namin and then this is where we also got our international driving permit. Actually, at first we were thinking if kukuha ba kami ng international driving permit kasi when it comes naman to skin color, alam naman natin na medyo hindi naman tayo takaw sa mga huli when it comes to Southeast Asia, diba? Mostly kasi ng mga nakikita namin sa vlog, if pag mga puti, yun yung mga takaw sa huli eh. Pero syempre, ako just to avoid it na lang or wag na kami mag-take ng risk kasi yung isang vlog na napanood ko, ang sabi niya, she's a British guy, it will cost you 50 pounds to 150 pounds, which is a lot. Eh, compare sa kukuha ka lang naman ng international driving permit, it will just cost you how much? 250 ba? 500,000 Vietnamese dong. So if you're just going to convert it, diba, medyo mura siya kasi sa mahuli ka. So we won't take a risk for that. Kasi talagang ang daming magagawa ng 50 pounds to 150 pounds. Yun. And since siya naman kasi back in the Philippines is riding motorbike kasi we own a 400cc displacement back in the Philippines. And besides, bago kami pumunta dito, around 2 to 3 days ago, he did a Moronbica loop. It's like 2 to 3 days loop in the Philippines. So, yun. So, I mean, I'm confident enough and I really do trust him when it comes to driving motorbike. Hindi siya nag-hesitate na mag-drive ng sariling motorcycle kasi pwede kang kumuha ng package or tour kaso it will also cost you a lot. It's like $200 to $400. It's like 10,000 pesos to 20,000 pesos. Eh, syempre, ang mahal naman nun, di ba? Tapos, hindi mo pa hawak yung oras mo kasi syempre, kapag tour, may sarili silang oras, may sarili silang IPs na sinusunod. Eh, at least ikaw, kapag gusto mong huminto, gusto mong skip yung isang tourist spot, gusto mong kumain, gusto mong magpahinga, it's up to you because you have your own time. Diba? Wala kang IPs na sinusunod. At wala ka din namang sinusundan. Kaya yun, nag-decide naman kami. And besides, since we're living in Southeast Asia, hindi masyadong big yung difference when it comes to driving in our country and driving here. I mean, syempre may konting difference in a way na if you've been to Vietnam, you already have an idea kung ano yung ibig sabihin when it comes to the drivers here. Pero at least kahit papano, di ba, makakapag-adjust ng konti. And like if you're living in first world country and you're going here, medyo makukulture shock ka. So bakit ganun sila mag-drive? Actually, sabi ko, mas okay mag-drive ang mga Pilipino. Anyway, going back, so that's why, sabi naman niya makakapag-adjust siya, so I trust him. Actually, meron nga kami nakasakay na sabi niya, when she visited the Philippines in Siargao and Palawan, she driven motorbike there. Pero nung nandito siya sa Vietnam, medyo na-culture shock pa rin siya, even though she already driven motorcycles in some parts of Asia. Pero sa Vietnam daw, parang sabi nga niya, was insanely different. So kaya nag-rent din siya ng Easy Rider. Easy Rider yung mga tawag doon sa nagda-drive sa mga tour. By the way, I haven't mentioned it yet. It's like 2 to 3 days or 5 days na package. So it's up to you if you want 3 days or 5 days or just 2 days. Ayan. So syempre habang mas mahaba, mas mahal. Diba? Kasi syempre mas madami kayong ITs, hotel na tutuluyan and all. So kami kasi, parang gusto lang namin gawin na 1 to 2 days if possible. It's 400 kilometers long. It's like Manila to Baguio, ganon. Pero syempre isipin mo nga kung Manila to Baguio, 6 hours sa kukuha mo, diba? Pero syempre kasi ito kasi iba. May mga tourist spots ka rin naman mga hihintuan, ganon. And if you have an idea of Hajang, you already have an idea roads look like, and it's not really for beginner. It's not really for me, so it's a big no. And back in the Philippines, I do ride a motorcycle, but I don't ride a motorcycle in public kasi nga takot ako. So lalo pa kaya dito, there's a lot of twisties and narrow roads, hairpins, which, oh my god, I don't think I'll survive that. Papunta nga ng Tagaytay eh. Patatawa pa sila sa akin eh, kasi nga ang under ko, 80. 40 papunta, 40 pabalik. Tomorrow is the day. So, okay na, nakapag-ayos na kami ng gamit for tomorrow kasi maaga ko namin sisimulan yung loop. And then, hindi pala libre yung room. It's 250,000 dong for 2 people. Soro namin yung room kasi yesterday, yung binayaran ko sa hostel, 250,000 for 2 people. Pero hostel yan, ito 250,000. Pero solo namin yung room. Pero kasi ang difference is the location. Ito kasi rural province. Unlike no, nasa Hanoi kasi siya. And then, the heart of Old Quarter. And free breakfast din siya. And now, Gino na sa baba. Buying some beer. Hinahayaan ko na siya kasi yun na yung pinakaluho niya. Back in Bali, when we had our vacation, beer din yung luho niya. Kaya hinahayaan ko lang siya kasi hinahayaan lang din naman niya ako pagdating sa shopping or anything I want. But as of the moment, ang budget namin is 10 million Vietnamese dong. Ang yaman namin dito, 10 million. So when you convert it into Philippine money, it's 22,000 pesos. So 7 million yung budget niya. And yung budget ko is 3 million. For 10 days, I think sobra-sobra na yon. Kasi nga, for me compared to Bali, Vietnam is way cheaper than Bali. And by the way, when it comes to conversion, ang ginagamit ko nga pala is iMoney. And then, when it comes to checking flights, it's Skyscanner. So, we will tackle more about it sa separate vlog ko. Kasama na rin doon yung expenses and then budget namin dito sa Vietnam. That's my trolley. So, yan, iiwan namin yan dito. Then, ito lang yung dadalhin ko para tomorrow. And then siya naman, yun yung iiwan naman din niya yun dito. She'll bring a different one. So by the way, that hiking bag na yan, I bought it in Vietnam, in Bali. It's Arei, A-R-E-I, yung brand nun. And it's a Indonesian brand. Actually, it's just an Indonesian brand when it comes to hiking bag.
or sports gear. And I bought it for just 2,500 pesos. And believe me, ang dami na napagdaanan after that. It's really a good buy. It's a steal. Sabi nga ni Gino, kasi siya, when it comes to mountaineering gear, it's Columbia, Salomon, and North Face lang pinagkakatiwalaan niya. But when he saw it, the quality is very similar to North Face, Columbia, and Salomon. Dito nga pala sa Vietnam, sobrang dami na North Face. More likely, it's legit kasi dito daw ginagawa ang North Universe, deities, please guide us for our tomorrow's look. Alright now, kain muna kami dito. It's just across our hotel. So yun yung hotel namin. Ayan. YOLO yan, YOLO Hajam. Tapos eto lang yung aming kakainan. So tawid lang talaga. Actually, yung may-ari is well conversed in English. Tapos kaya pala, dahil he worked in Singapore 12 years ago. Pero matagal ata siya dun. Kaya siya. So nakakainan namin. Medyo expensive lang dito kasi hotpot to. Ayan, 1 million to 1.2. Pero etong kasing price lang din sa 45 to 50. So this is what I'm getting. Tapos yung beer, sa mga curious sa beer, mahilig din sa beer, 15K. Sobrang mura pa. So parang ano to, magkano to? 30 pesos. Ganito na siya. Via Saigon. Via Alonso Saigon. Tama ka na. So change location tayo kasi wala na daw available spot sa kanila. Nagkikrave talaga ako sa falls. So, pag-ikot-ikot kami, dadali namin yung motor namin. Ito yung nakuha namin yung motor. Ito yung gagamitin namin sa Hajab. By the way, for those curious, rare po sa kanila ang big bike. And sabi ni Gino, ang 150cc sa kanila considers big bike na. So, yeah, may top box. Ito ang gagamitin namin for our Hajab. Name of our hostel. Address nila. Like what I had said, nagpo-process na rin sila ng international driving permit kapag sa kanila ka nag-rent ng bike. So, andito kami ngayon sa isang spa house. Malapit lang din sa amin. Tapos, beside siya, nung kilalang Jasmine Hotel. Nagbibigay na sila ng tour. Para siyang karinderya version. Tapos in-order namin as usual. Nag-decide pa rin kami magmotor kahit malapit lang siya. Para in case, for example, hindi nga available yung food, makakalipat kami sa iba. And yeah, we ordered beef pho. This is what we're having. Beef pho. Yeah, because in Vietnam, every day is pho for me because it's super cheap. So eto, I'm not sure kung 50K lang din. Let's eat. God. Look at the noodles and the beef. Tapos na kami kumain and now, I bought this tea. Wala lang, na-curious lang ako. Tapos, mukhang binigyan kami ng discount. Ewan ko. Ang total namin, medyo mahal nga lang siya. Kasi 130 in total namin. So, mukhang 60-60 ata itong dalawa. Tapos, ewan ko kung ito 10. But, I don't mind kasi mas malaki to. Sobrang laki nito compared sa kinain namin kahapon. And besides, sa Saigon nga, 80 to 100 na yung po. Mura na to. So, bakit ako mag-video dito sa 60 lang, diba? So, okay na. Masarap, actually. Compare sa yesterday. Yesterday kasi, kung 5/5, 3 or 4/5. Ito 5/5. Twin Hostels, dito kami kumain. So, Thai. Yeah, so if you're here in Hajam Loop, we go here. And this is what the story is.
Arrive, and it's time for us to sleep so that we could start early tomorrow. Ciao, Bella.